So then, cute girl, feeling guilty over lying to her friends and getting into all these fights, quits the group and decides to have a montage where she walks around in the grassy field with her bike while a sappy song about sinning when you know you're not supposed to plays. And then Bibleman finds the girl in the park and sits down with her and starts talking about, again, why we do bad things when we know that they're bad and we shouldn't do them.
For what I am doing, I do not understand. For what I will to do, that I do not practice. But what I hate, that I do. Romans 7:15.
So finally, cute girl goes back to her friends to apologize.
I wanted you to know that I'm sorry for all the trouble that I've caused. And I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want me around anymore. I'm glad you're back, Ashley. We're all glad you're here, Ashley. I was afraid you wouldn't want me to be part of the group anymore. So I lied. And once I started, I couldn't stop. I'm really sorry, Ryan.
Oh, that's okay. Just next time, talk to us first, will ya?
Oh, this is just so cute and wholesome, and I just want to set something on fire. Could we have some frickin' violence, please?
But I'll teach you soon enough.
You'll do nothing of the sort, Fibbler.
Thank you.
Proverbs 13:5 says that a good man hates deceit, and right now, I feel very good.
Okay, that line was actually pretty close to being badass. Good job.
Saying foolish things is like setting a trap to destroy yourself. Proverbs 18:7. Great verse. Still, not the one I had in mind.
You're cheating. You're nothing without the Bible.
Well, that's the first nice thing you've said to me all evening.
Okay, that line actually was badass. What the hell, guys? Come on. I'm supposed to be making fun of you guys right now. You can't start to get good on me here. I'm just starting to have fun.
Oh, yes. I remember. Proverbs 19:5.
What is Proverbs 19:5?
Proverbs 19:5. Dishonest witnesses and liars will not escape punishment.
Oh, right.
And the episode closes out as the kids sing one more song for the church. What? It's a song about the Bible. So what have I got to say about this episode? The show is much better this time around. There is no denying that. Bibleman's costume looks better. The episode is better paced, better written. The actual formula for the rest of the series is established here. And Bibleman has an actual on-screen fight scene in the episode, in the actual plot of the episode itself. And while the fight choreography for said fight scene still really sucks, it's nice to have the effort. Also, the inclusion of the origin story at the beginning of the theme song each week will help inform us as to why Bibleman is so passionate about the Bible, as well as being actually adapted straight from Willie Ames's own life story. So it really does add some oomph to the character and to the story. Now, discussing the theology, because I made a big point of discussing that in the last video, Willie Ames's acting has improved a lot in this episode, whereas he focuses more on the sincerity that I talked about before, rather than on the "I will try to read my Bible every day" sort of Barney the Dinosaur wants you to believe in God crap that he was doing before. Not only that, but it establishes what I think is the main concept of the show and why I think this show had such potential. It's the concept of Bibleman's holy war. What's going on in this series is a lot of people complain about Bibleman going into these fight scenes in the show being really violent, and at the same time that the fight scenes are constantly interrupted with Bibleman spouting these Bible verses. The show is not saying that when you have a problem, the best thing to do is to beat up whoever is the source of the problem. Nor is it saying, and nor are the fight sequences just there to be fight sequences. The reason for the fight sequences are those Bible verses. You will notice in these episodes that whenever there's a problem, Bibleman always goes to the kids to solve it first. Even though he eventually defeats the villains, the first thing he does is goes to the kids and gives them the Bible verses that they need in order to stop whatever it is they're doing that's wrong that week. And the reason why that is because the villains are demons, and like real-life demons, they don't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. A Bible verse we will get to in a later episode of Bibleman is, "No temptation has overtaken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, and will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able. But with the temptation will provide the way of escape also, that you may be able to endure it." What that says is that when we are tempted, the reason why we give in to those temptations is because we choose it. That's why it's called a temptation, not an order. It's, you could do this, and then we decide that that's a good idea, and we go for it. And that's the case here. The villains don't force the kids to do anything that they don't want to do. So Bibleman giving the kids the Bible verses helps them to change their attitude, and then the villains can still try and tempt them, but that doesn't work out. It's a holy war that every Christian and every non-Christian has to go through. The temptation of knowing that something's wrong and saying no to it, and having the Bible to be the purpose for which you say no to that harmful thing that you want to do. The reason why Bibleman yells his Bible verses in the middle of his fight sequences is because the fight sequences are an analogy of the spiritual warfare that's going on in our hearts and our minds every day. When Bibleman thrusts or parries or swipes at his enemies, he always has a Bible verse to go along with that. That's the entire reason why his sword is called the Sword of the Spirit. In the Bible, the Sword of the Spirit was a name given to the Bible. The sword that he uses and all the power that comes with it flows directly from the Bible and the Bible verses that he spouts. And even if he didn't say them out loud, he remembers them in his mind. But in order to get them across to the kids, he says them out loud. So the show is not trying to teach kids to be violent. It's trying to teach kids to be like the kids in the show, while Bibleman plays out what's going on in their hearts and minds. That is what I believe to be the central concept of the show, and why I think it actually had potential. I think that if they went all the way with that concept, the show might have been actually brilliant. But we'll talk about that one later. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Harvey Media Reviews. If you enjoyed the episode, I'm glad you did. Leave a comment. If you didn't like the episode, I'm sorry. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I would prefer constructive criticism, but if you want to troll, go for it. Whatever. And no matter what you thought of the video, I hope to see you next time on Harvey Media Reviews. See y'all later.
Theology.